Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, all. You are welcome, sirs.
Thank you.
Yeah. Quick one. Let somebody give us short prayer as usual so that we can start up today's discussion. I think we have a lot also to share today. Yeah. Let somebody put the meeting to prayer for a very short prayer, please.
In Jesus' name. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Go ahead, sir.
Father, we thank you for this time. We honor you for this occasion. We thank you for our lecturer. We say, Lord, be exalted and be praised in Jesus' name. Whatever we are going to be taught today, Lord, let it be useful. Let it bring profit unto us and unto our lecturer too. In Jesus' name. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Thank you very much. Yes, as usual, like I always tell people that if you want to look at the market, either on a weekly review, monthly, year, quarterly, you have to start from your daily chart. Especially, later will tell you the volatility in the market so that you will not go to your weekly chart to establish a trend before you can take a decision. Today, we are not doing different. We want to look at the daily charts for the last trading day and see how the market behave on a daily basis. Then we'll now come back to our weekly chart to review the first trading week of the month of June, being the last month for the second quarter of the year. You know that there are some intricacies, or call it some things that happen during the end of the quarter of every year, and that's associated with, because end of the quarter comes with a lot of things compared to end of the month. That means already we are in the month of June, which leads to the end of the quarter, and activities, we are seeing activity looking up gradually. An investor trying to make some decision. That tells you that as an investor, your candlestick is very, very important, because it will tell you what has happened within a day, a week, a month, and a quarter, and a year. That is why, as we are going further into our discussion, even into the this market, I think every one of us on this platform should also up our game in our technical analysis. It's good to have it so that you can only use it to check your fundamental. Fundamental is good, but effective combination of the two will keep you ahead of the market, even when you are trying to exit or enter. This thing, the analysis will help you a lot. For me, we all need it, and because we all need it, we need to also go for either one training or the other, or study on our own. All depends, but we need to have a good knowledge of technical analysis. It's very key, especially in a market that is becoming a trader market. I'll tell you, because we have more traders in the market now today than the investor. That means everybody is entering for the short in and out. But don't forget that despite that it's a short-term market for now, don't forget that your portfolio can be into two: one for long term, one for for short-term trading. If you have this, you know the stock that you'll be trading, and you know that you are buying to wait for some period of time. Don't forget, because it is good to have two portfolios, even though you can have 5 for different purposes. But the kind of stocks in that portfolio determine what you are doing with that kind of portfolio. It doesn't mean that at any time, as a trader or investor, look at your technical analysis, look at your fundamental, to tell you what is happening in the market immediately, to inform your decision. That we are not looking for ESA or not. You are seeing activities happening. And that's why, and I told of my colleague 2 days ago that in this market, if you understand how volume play the market, I think you will be ahead of the market, following the smart money. I know that smart money is what move the market up and down. When they are moving, you see price moving to that direction. When they're sitting, that means if you understand the strength of a volume in any decision you are taking, in any stock you are playing, it will guide you in a long way to make a informed decision. That means we should start looking the way of training ourselves on technical ground. It's very, very important. Here, this is a chart here. This chart on display is for a weekly chart, but I want to quickly go back to the daily chart so that we can see some movement also. And before the chart is up, okay, it's up already. If you remember last week, I told you that we saw what we call a reversal candlestick, a hammer, and the market also moved that direction. The market reversed after testing as low as 37,552 before it came up, and you can see that after just a day loss within the week, market maintain an uptrend for the remaining days. You ask yourself why. Volume is increasing gradually. There was a time volume dry up within the week, but towards the last 2 trading days of the week, we see improvement in volume and market maintain an uptrend. And don't forget that also last we said that since there's a little adjustment in terms of information that Dangote cement is likely to buy back again this year, that is an information that will manage the stock price of that company. It's another way. We saw what happened last year, and you see when these sectors, the industrial goods and telecom are moving, they will keep market in the up direction. For you as an investor or trader, will not be carried away with just high cap moving. You look for those medium and blue chips company that has good fundamentals and potential to the upside. You start position. That is why your sectorial index is key. It's very, very key. If you look at it, you know where to be at the right time. For me, the market is doing what it's supposed to do. Now we're seeing a little recovery at the beginning of the last month of the quarter is expected, and that's what also I predicted that we're going to see there. Despite the corporate action we're going to see in the month of June, we'll see that market is likely to close in a green at the end of this month. But that means you as investor or trader, you have to take advantage of this volatility we'll see in this month of June, because this June is very, very important ahead of what the half-year result. And you know that many of these companies that will pay interim dividend are not going to pay at the beginning of June or at the beginning of July, or end of July. The results will come out from what 15th of August. But the number that will come from other sectors that are not going to pay dividend or companies will start coming out from what the second week of July. And that is that once these numbers also maintain the same trend we saw in Q1, I believe that also will give you an insight where you should be looking at going into the future. Because I said it earlier that when you see there's a divergence between earnings and price, it won't last. Price will look for earnings. Earnings is going up and price is going down. In the last in a few days before we saw this 3 days up, as a trend. That means if we're entering into this month of June now, and towards end of June and early July, you start seeing these numbers coming, and they maintain the trend we saw in the full year and the first quarter. That is that price are going to respond to those numbers, and that will tell you that there's real potential, great one for me, for investors in the market that are in good stocks. Not all stocks will do that, but those that are able to pinpoint, and that is why you are in this forum, those stocks will help you to recover your loss or even to better in profit if you are in loss or not. But if you are not in loss, you make more money because you are taking informed investment decision. That is how it goes. You can see this chart here up here now. You can see this trend here. Let me make it bold so that you see. You see this trend here. After the market, I see it maintains an uptrend. This is an uptrend, and if you draw a line here, a line from here down, and you draw up here, that's a symmetrical triangle already. And if you break out, the uptrend will continue. But for me, for you to say that yes, the market is strong, until this daily trend we are seeing get to around 39,000 mark again, either there's a breakout or a pullback. If there's a breakout, fine for us. That is tell you that market become having a more strength. But if it comes down after touching 39 again, you are rest assured that market is going to go up and surpass that 42 or so. Because when it goes up to 39 and come back, it's going to form another word, a double bottom here that will give you more strength. This oscillation coming down after touching 39 or coming again will give the market stronger strength to move and surpass 41, 42. That means this is the time for you to target those stocks that has what good fundamental and have good upside potential, especially those that are selling at a discount or call it at a high margin of safety. If you can identify those stocks, you don't need to panic. Yes, you can also see their activities in the fixed income market. Fine, there's a bond still remain bullish to a level, but for those in the treasury, you can see that there's a little shaking up there in treasury bill. If in the next option that the rate in treasury bill still drop further down, so that would be a plus for us. But the good thing again is that as oil has crossed 71 price in the national market, yes, it's not reflecting on the market yet or the reserve. But I tell you, because oil is up at this point, it's a plus for our market. That means you should not panic at all with what you're seeing in the market. I tell you earlier again that not every one of us will be interested in fixed income market. There's a chart I'll bring up now. That I'll tell you that even the year the market was up, we are still having a high yield in the fixed income market. That means what we're seeing now is not new. Don't be panicked that the yield in the fixed income market is going up. No. Yes, it's going up for those that want to go there, fine, but equity market will still do what you want to do and still give you the return that it will give you. All you need is just to position right and be in the right position. Once that is done, you are good to go. And we can see the trend we're already seeing in the daily chart. And I told you in the weekly chart last week that it has formed a hammer. And that hammer is also called dot. You can see that there will be a reversal, and that reversal came as expected. And market maintained uptrend. And the person that is going to maintain it this week we are entering is high. You tell me, you ask me why? Because look at the vol that is coming up gradually, and also we are approaching even the mid-month of June. Once we approach, they will also start what we call portfolio positioning for those informed managers, so that they can end the quarter, better, so that their returns or commission will be high. That is one. And also don't forget that oil price has also crossed $70. And that same time, we're expecting that those companies that will also pay their dividend or mark and qualify date also in that same month. People will be going towards those positions and the price will go up. For me, just relax your mind and see what I'm going to show you with the chart. That will go a long way to open your eyes and see there's potential in the market, even going towards the end of the year. That means for 2021, I see that this market will close green, and investors that know what they are doing as we're sharing now will make money. All you do is just exercise patience. Once you are in a good position, what attracted in those positions are still intact. Don't panic out easily. Unless what attracted into those stocks are not there again, quickly jump out. I agree with you. But when they're not there, exercise patience, because this trend will go up and down and continue the uptrend. As I just said earlier, that if the index, as it's moving now, it closes at around 726. If you break out, 39 again, fine, continue, good. But if you break 39 and come back down again a little, once you are just down, market will gather more momentum to do a fire up. That fire up will take us even across 42,000 mark. Mark you, that's what I just said, right? You can know what to do. And don't forget that once we are also entering the third quarter of the year, third quarter of the year is very, very important anywhere in the world, of any company on anything. Once you start that third quarter, it's not giving insight how the last quarter of the year will look like. And in our market here, don't forget that our fourth quarter, which is the last quarter of the year, is always heavy in terms of activities and in terms of also price appreciation of stocks. That tells you that as we are off the second quarter and gradually, as the month of June is going, be prepared that we are seeing a better future. One, the oil price are going, and also don't forget that the vaccine that they are doing globally is also driving the global activities. Go and check all the mature economy, their forecast. Even World Bank have reviewed their recovering or their economic growth for the year 2021. All of them were adjusted up. That means that the vaccine is also driving the economic fast. The funny thing is that after adjusting them up for 2021, if you look at their forecast for 2022, all of them are a bit down. You know that this vaccine will drive economic coming out from what? From a recession, from form of a recession or pandemic, impaired economy in 2020. Now that we're seeing a breath out in this 2021, globally they started reviewing their. Tell you that we that are coming, despite that our last GDP was weak, we expect that going forward we should really a little improvement. And don't forget that despite the news of insecurity that's on the high side, the market continue to discount those information. And also, if you look at the last decision CBN took, to retain the NPR at 11.5, it's a good one because they know that any adjustment will affect recovery. Growth first before any other thing. That's why they leave it. If there's growth, they are looking at the economic maintain this rate, and government also making move to make sure that this insecurity is suppressed to a level control, and we start seeing the less news of insecurity. It will be a plus for our market. And don't forget that the foreign investors, people will say foreign investors have left our market. I will tell you that they've not left the market totally. And because if you look at the foreign portfolio investment for the first quarter on quarter basis, we'll see about 16.32% growth. But if you look at on year-on-year basis, 2020 first quarter and 2021 first quarter, it's a decline of about 77.4. Fine. But on a quarterly basis, it tells that there's an improvement from what they did in last quarter 2020 and what we saw in 2021. It's an improvement of 16.35%, which is good. Gradually, they are looking at, why are they looking at it? They are saying that what they expected CBN to do, together they are doing it. CBN are also recently adjust the exchange rate to NIP to knife rate around the 410 something and that nature. That alone, what they are looking at, if they can achieve a unified exchange rate in the economy today, you see that we will see a better thing happening. Foreign investors will start coming back again. But you and I is the one that supported the market in 2020. That means the domestic investor. But now they are going back to bond. But all of them are not moving at once. Some see that there's still potential in the equity market and they are still waiting. That's why you can see activities in the bond market for the last week because of little information they are seeing from the the OMO management, that is the bond management authority or regulator, that can see a lot of shift in their activities. But I believe that as the way the market is going, and also don't forget that as far the earnings of these companies are looking up, we are bound to see price responding to it. That means don't look down because the market is on this slow movement. The bond market rate yield is rising. No, still no position in the stock and still watch the market. For me, there's a lot of potential in our equity space as we speak now. All we don't need was to just invest wisely. Yes, quick one. Let's just go back to the weekly chart that I opened earlier, so you can see the position I'm saying. This is the weekly chart here already on display. If you are seeing from there, hello, are you there? Hello? Hello?
Yes, we're there.
Okay.
We're here.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yes, we're here.
Yeah, if you look
yes, we are here.
Look at the weekly chart. The last week we discussed, I showed you this candlestick that is in form of a nail. I'll call it a hammer. And after that, when you see a hammer in a bearish market down below, it's a sign that the market is about to look up. And the week under review, it came that the market also respond to that chart. You see, a green candlestick already here. The market, and this is a full candlestick. It didn't short. There's no tail. That means there's demand for what? For stock. There's a word increasing buying side of the market now, which also we're going to look at sentiment report to confirm what you are seeing on the candlestick. You can see that there's increased what a longer green candlestick. That the people are coming back to it. And also, I want to quickly draw our attention back to this here, so that you can see what is happening here. Look at this two line I drew here for the class. Let me show you the two line. Yeah, you see these two yellow line here. You see there is what we call a support button here. Here you can see it. That when the market came down from 2014 down, it touched at this level, it went up. It touched here, it came down. You can see that it is within range. Look at this range here. When market tested this line again here, it came down before it broke out. If you come back here again, you can see that here become a strong resistance, both support level and a resistance for the market as we speak now. For almost 7 years, from 2014 to date, you can see that this place has been a strong support resistance for the market. Now, market also broken this line again, touch as high as 42 before coming down. You look at this range that is forming here. It tested the same line down here. It went up. It breaks a little back. Down here, it tested it again. It's not going back again. It says that this is strong support. This line, yellow line down, is a strong support level for the market. That means if the market can maintain this uptrend again on the weekly chart and break out this one again, market is going to continue an uptrend. But don't forget, I said earlier that if the market touch 39,000 again, break out, good. But if it touches and come back, market will have more strength to rally. But the good thing that market is above the blue moving average, which is good for you and I. For me, there's no panic in the market. But once again, I want to quickly show you the bond market chart that one of our colleagues also shared with me this morning, so that you also can look at it and the market index on a different chart entirely. Let me open that chart so that we can look at this together and we'll rub our mind. You see that what we are saying is that hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
You can see.
Hi.
Yeah, you can see this chart here now. You see that this is a straight line has been drawn here. See that this place has become a strong support level for the market. Check it here. Check it here. Here another strong resistance here. But here is a strong support level. Here is also becoming a strong support level. If the market resist and start going up from here, not breaking down this level again down, after it had tested 37,552, now up to around 38. Market has an option to go. That means you and I should also look at the market carefully at this time and position right. For me, there is no cause for alarm. And this is the market, the all-share index movement for 2007 to 2021. You can see the trend that market has crossed that before. You can see that market have been struggling with this period for this report. These times it break out, 39.40 up. It came down here, so it tested it up, but now it's also coming down, but trying to find a strong support level here. And if the Q2 number we're expecting come and beat expectation, and for me, nothing has changed in the economy, I believe the number we saw in first quarter is likely to repeat itself. Then, if that is maintained, we're going to see the market. But don't forget, I said if market touch 39,000, index again on this rally and come back, market will have more strength to go up and likely to surpass the 42,000. Despite what is happening in the fixed income market, because people are seeing already that you can hedge against inflation in equity market if you are in good stock. Funds will gradually start coming back, but those that are not risk taker, you know where they come from when the market was yield was as low. They are going back to where they understand. For you and I that understand this zone, this terrain where we are equity market, need to take information and invest wisely. This is for what? For the equity market. Let's also quickly call up the bond market, the 10 years bond instrument, so that you can also see what is happening in that space. You can look at this Nigeria 10 years bond movement. Yes, the yield is around 12 points in the market now, which is also below when yield was around 16, 15, but now around 12. You can see 12.9, which is almost 13. But look at one thing here that is very clear and you should understand. You look at in 2019, 2020, the yield dropped as low. That means in 2020, look at the yield was low as it started recovering. But now it's already forming also another curve here. If you can see this very well. That means here has becoming now another like resistance or correction line for the bond market. If you start correcting here again and start going down, that will be also a plus for equity market. It depends what the activities in the market will look like, as from next week. But I see that there is hope for the equity market. For that, you don't need to panic. That's why I'm showing this chart. Charts will not lie. You can see this is what has happened in the market. When it touch here, started coming down, look, as you can see that there's already a curve here that we're seeing. And this is a recovery when the yield started from almost 1.5 to around what we're seeing now in the fixed income market, the bond market. You can see about there's already a sign that a correction is already coming in that market. If that correction really comes, I'm telling you, that will be a plus for the market. That means a factor that will be a plus for the market going into the third quarter will be much, or second half of the year. For me, I see that for investors toward this month, and we are still referring to portfolio for what? For quarter end and also for what? For the second half of the year. When you see all those big fund managers, they play a bond market, but they see opportunities when they will shuffle their portfolio to meet some stock that will give them higher than what they are seeing in the fixed income market on the long run. And those earnings that they're going to position is what going to support their decision. Because when a company yield is in terms of dividend, and they see that the numbers coming can also give them capital appreciation, they will be aligned in such stock early, so that towards the end of the year, when the dividends will be coming, for those that paid dividend once, for those that paid twice in a year, especially those that are in banking stocks, they will also be positioning to know that they take the interim dividend that will come for half year, and they will stay until the end of the year. On that note, you that is in this forum also know that that kind of stock is where you should be, and that will also guide you in your investment decision for now. And I see that as a plus for us in this market. That means we don't need to panic when we are taking our investment decision now in the market, because we are seeing what is guiding us to know what we are doing. If that is so, or you just consider some investment position and stay there and wait. Also, I want to confirm the money flow index. I tell you, it's very, very important on a weekly chart. Money flow is very, very important. You can see your money flow on a weekly chart. It has even come up as high as what? As high as 40.65. As at last week, it was 33. If you remember, it was 33 as at last week. Tells that fund is already coming back to equity space on a weekly on a weekly basis. And also, if you go back to look at the daily chart, it's also that fund is also entering the market. There's that on a weekly chart, we are seeing fund enter the market. If you draw a line here, this is an uptrend already from here. You can see that when it touched here, it comes back. It didn't touch the lower one. It don't make it now come lower up now. It's not trending down now. You can see that these charts are trending up, not coming down. That is that funds is really entering the market on a daily chart. You don't need to panic. You can see the indicator already telling you. That's why I said earlier that you must understand what volume and sentiment. Once you understand these two using your chart, combined with fundamental you are seeing, you will be at the right stock at the right time, and you won't panic out because of any information. So far, you are looking at the volume to speak to you. Volume speak a lot when it comes to what investment. I tell people that the fuel that drive market is volume. The fuel also that drive individual stock is also volume. If you understand how to put your fuel in the car and you see the strength of the volume also, it will go a long way to guide you. For that, we should not panic at all. The market is good for us. If you're not in any position to start taking position, like what I've told my team that tomorrow now we're turning up also buy and sell signal for the next week, because we're seeing a clear direction where the market is going. We have read the volume for like 2 weeks now. We're still a little improvement in the volume. That means if that is sustained in the week, we'll see the market. Don't forget also that the March account, we have not started seeing a lot of them coming to the market with their result, apart from the Honeywell that have not released their result. We have not seen Flower May. If that also come the week we're entering, we'll see also another momentum that will support the market. That means you don't need to be afraid, or you don't take your position and watch where you are than panicking in and out. No, stay your position and watch the volume in that position, what attracted you. If they are there, just stay put and watch. Once that is done, you are in the right place and you don't need to panic out at all. That is for that. Then, and also, you can equally look at I want us to look at the MACD. MACD, want to look at MACD quickly so that you can see what is happening in MACD. MACD will tell you exactly what is happening. Yeah, you can see MACD here. This MACD tells you that you can see an uptrend. MACD is heading to a signal. Once it crosses this one, it becomes a bullish signal. And I see an uptrend already. MACD, you know that the sign of an uptrend is trending up. And also look at your, as I told you earlier, your money flow. You can see money flow now it's also looking up at around 43. That there is no kind of momentum in the market coming back powerfully. But as an investor, this is what should guide you. You don't need to panic out of your position, but rather you stay in your position. And also the information that are coming also around the economy also should guide you. I mentioned about the quarter-on-quarter foreign portfolio investment, the way it's improved on quarter basis. Also, don't forget that the road concession that government is proposing, about 12 companies have bid for it. That will tell you that there will be activities for that industrial sector, especially for those in construction like Julius Berger and all those WAPCO. Although you see a lot of activities is coming there, because if this concession come and they are maintaining, they need cement. Not only that, don't forget that the government is also trying to feed the infrastructure gap in terms of accommodation, in terms of road. That is that activities will be in that sector going forward. For me, that is where we also, because like I say, sectorial activities is very key. And also don't forget that also the healthcare sector, recently the World Bank has been about $750 million. Each state will have a $20 million just for what for COVID-19 and economic recovery and the encouragement or incentive, let me put incentive or stimulus. But you know that also don't forget that the governors have met before now, saying that the government should not depend on importation of vaccine. If they are having such funds from the World Bank, I believe that it's easy for the governors in their forums also to say, let's encourage the health sector to start producing. And when they do that, don't forget that there are some companies that are going to benefit directly immediately from them. Companies like Me and Baker, companies like Fixing, that has the facility on ground was to benefit from it. Or even the GSK. For me, these are the things that also should also guide us. As you are getting information, look at your chart to see what is happening generally. If that is what you are looking, and as I'm saying now, it will go a long way to guide us too. Because this information is also, now that CBN also saying that we need about 35 trillion to drive two double or double-digit growth. That means both the private sectors, the government will have to come together to make that there's infrastructure activity that will drive this, the double-digit growth expected. If that is also what we are looking at, knowing that investment is all against expectation, we are looking at the future. That means you have to position before this thing start manifesting, start becoming reality. You need to position in those sectors that will benefit from this information we are sharing early, so that when it start manifesting, it will already in that position in those stocks, and you'll be making money for that period. That is the way I see it, that we as investors that in this forum, this is how to invest. We don't need to panic, rather we'll take advantage of information. Also, like I said, let's up our game in our fundamental and technical analysis, because the market is purely now a trading market. We have more traders in the market than investors. The youth will have to up your game so that you can flow with the market by knowing when it's time to sell and when time to buy. Because everybody is reading chart. It is your knowledge in this chart, your knowledge in the information of analyzing volume will give you an edge. If that is what you are expecting, I see that we should go ahead and develop ourselves properly. That's why if you have not gotten the comprehensive investor, the material video on a comprehensive stock market training video, try and get a copy and the 4 copies and start at your own time looking at, start watching and also learn in the process. It will go a long way also to guide you. Even those that I also that attended the last master class, now we'll have this June to expire for the 90 days. And I already see about 3-4 stocks we're going to sell by next week. If you just hit the target, that means after that, before end of this month, the master class for the last for the 3rd quarter will be coming up in July, the first week in July, which is on the 3rd of July. If you are so that you can start preparing ahead of it to know how to position for another 90 days again. If you take that every year, every quarter, you are taking 90 days position, and at the end of the day, you are smiling to the bank. That is the way to go. You must up your game and also look for information that will guide you to take informed decision. That is how to go. It is time for you to look for information and also yourself, up your knowledge about the market by attending seminars, getting these materials, listening to tapes that will help you to give you insight on how the market should go. But before we quickly, want to quickly look at the Flower May result. The Flower May, 3rd quarter result that we're expecting the full year. The full year result. I have to take you back to the full year result for the last 5 years of their number. That also will give you insight what we're expecting from Flower May in this June, because the result is expected to come before the end of June. Since we have not seen it now, I believe before the June results should be in the market. But if you take the release date of this of Flower May, they have not been consistent. At times the results come in August, at times they come before the end of June. That means they are not consistent in release. That means you can't have forecast that it will come this next week. For that, within an end of the month or early August, we expect their number, but you have to be in this stock before the number also hit the market. That is why it's key that you look at the number. If you look at this number I just displayed here now, this is the 5 years movement of the company in terms of their their loss and profit account and the balance sheet. If you go up here, this is the balance sheet up here, but I'm looking at the income statement first. If you look at this company for this period, see that their numbers here for 5 years it's undulating. It's not a straight number up. I think that they had about the top line was 247 billion for 2016. I see 2017, 18, 19, and 20. But I see that the number was going up and down. It came down slightly from 389.39 billion to 370 before moving up again. But as at 3rd quarter 2020, 3rd quarter December 2020, they're having almost a top line of 555.53 billion. They are looking up, and their 3rd quarter to speak now is about 3.85%. EPS was 3.85 kobo. For me, it's a plus, and that I often surpassed what they did for the last year 2020 March. That means we are seeing a better number coming. And if you look at their number for the last quarter, last 3 quarters, their EPS moved from 1 naira 21 kobo to 2 naira 42 kobo and 3 naira 85 kobo for the 3 months that we have seen the result. We're expecting their full year. These tells that the company performance has really been on the uptrend, and for that, their numbers are likely to be better at the end of the full year. Knowing that, I said earlier that looking at the sugar price in the international market, sugar price has remained up. Know that also sugar is part of what is impacting their bottom line. Logistics is there because they have like what we call a conglomerate business that are impact on their bottom line. For me, I see a better number coming from Flower May. The recent investment in trying to do work or backward integration from last hour, we won't get much in this one. To be in their new financial year, you can see that, know that they are just starting the business. Don't expect that to start manifesting immediately on their number. But going forward in the future, it will be a plus to also further reduce the cost of their work, of their operation, or cost of their business. For me, I see potential in what? In flour mill. That means flour mill, if you are not there, start taking your position now ahead, because if you look at the book value of flour mill, it's around 38, 35, depending. For this year, we are seeing here, this for the full year, but as at the third quarter release, it's around the 38, 39 book value for the company, and it's around 28 naira. I mean, you already have a margin of safety on that. For me, I see that investor should take position in that kind of stock and and wait. If you are not there, you look the way of flour mill. Also look at what is happening in Honeywell since the number came. The number came and the price oscillating, because people are seeing the number and they are not running away from it, because they see what's ahead of them in terms of dividend. And also the numbers, as you said, despite for me it's a misnumber, people are still seeing potential in that stock. That means you and I that are sharing this knowledge together, trying to understand the market better. You should know why you should be in Honeywell now, or why you should not be there. For me, for capital appreciation, you can still wait to make small appreciation for dividend, but for long-term investor, you can still hold and look at what will happen going to the future. I see that in the industry, when I look at all the profit margin, both the one I saw in flour mill and Honeywell, they're almost similar. They have their proper profit margin is low. That is that the high cost of running those business is high, and that means until they start reducing their cost, you don't see much from them. Even the cost for flour mill is high. For a company to have about 500 and something billion in the third quarter, and having an profit after tax of 15.5 billion. If you look at it, the profit margin there is low. It's below around 2 point something, which is also for me is low. For us, we want to see a better profit from these companies. Once that are improving their performance, for me, that is what we are looking at. But for flour mill, I see strong result coming. You can position in that stock now before the result comes to the market. Since every investment is against expectation, you don't need to see the number before you buy. You have to enter before the number hit the market, so that when the number comes, they are already there. As the market reacts to the number, you meet your target. You might not be intended to take the dividend, but when dividend news comes, people are ready to take dividend. They want to buy for the dividend. You are not waiting for the dividend because you have entered early. If they are declared, for example, now last year they paid 1 naira 40 kobo, and they are paying 2 naira or 3 naira this time, and you enter at 28 naira, and the price moved to 34. That is almost 6 naira. You can't say you are making 6 naira, you are waiting for 3 naira or 2 naira dividend. That is not wise as an investor. You are entering early, that when it comes, when capital appreciation, you go about. The dividend news is what will drive the price up. That's why you need to work to be in the stock before the result hit the market. This is how to invest. That's why those that have how to mastering the earning season or profitable trading in investor video, they know all this already, because you know when to position for quarterly results or full year results. Once you know that, you always be in the market before those results will start hitting the market. Once you can do that, that means your investment strategy is in order. Don't wait to see the number before you start buying any position. That is why I said it, both in fixed market income or in the money market, every investment is against expectation. That's why you invest before they give you your future yield in terms of a treasury bill. For bond, they pay you ahead the job, just because every investment was against the future. That means you don't wait to see these numbers before you start buying. You need to be in position before the numbers start towards hitting the floor of Nigerian stock exchange. Once this is done, you are taking the right decision. And as I've said, all we have discussed says that there are some factors for the market now. That means there's no cause for alarm for not to be fluctuating. Rather, you take the opportunity of any pullback to increase your stake in any good position you are. Don't sell out of panic. Just rather understand what's happening in the market and go to your position. Thank you, and God bless you. Yeah, let's draw the curtain here for the review. Then let's expect the questions, and so that we can answer the question together. Those in the house that can also add to the questions and answers are very free. Thank you very much. Let's look forward to the question that we're expecting now. Let's take questions.
Hello, Ambrose.
Hello.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you for your presentation. What happened to there's a particular stock that dropped, livestock, yesterday? I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, it just dropped from 180 to 170.
Livestock.
What are the likely? Yes, livestock, yes.
If you see livestock dropping now, you should be smiling now if you are there. If you see that dropping, you need to buy at a lower price. I don't see anything wrong in livestock. It does market forces. It does market up and down. But if you see anything that brings livestock, because my list price to buy livestock is 67, 1.67 kupu. But since then, I have not touched it. If you see anything bringing livestock around 170, 170, 170, it's a plus for you to buy to reduce your cost and wait for an uptrend. The stock has formed a strong support level around 176, 174. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
Are you there? Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah, I have two questions or observations.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
First
sir.
is I want to buttress on your flour mills. It's like they float commercial paper recently.
Okay.
So I think maybe the cost of doing business should reduce. It should inflate in their bottom line.
Okay. Okay.
For flour mills.
Yeah, you are very correct. Even sorry, I didn't cut you. You are very correct. That you said is also a plus for them. You can look what is happening in UCAP today. Since UCAP also float their commercial paper too, they have money to play around. That's why they are investing here and there, and you can see the impact. Look at the companies that are going to there just to make their activities cheaper for them, run their company fully. I think for me it's a plus for them to as well spread the result. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't cut you. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Then the second one again, there's another stock I'm looking at. Maybe they want to float commercial paper again, FCMB. Okay. You see at the beginning of the trading section, it will lose maybe like 8%. Before the close of the section, it will trade high volume and to gain massively. So I'm thinking, since they don't pay half-year result, don't you think maybe they want to come to the market, because the likes of Fidelity Bank have gone to the market for commercial paper?
Yeah, for the bond. Okay, I agree with you. It's likely, but I'm not thinking that. Look at the market for the last 1 month. I'll tell you this: what you're saying that has happened both on the market generally and on individual stocks. See, the market will coming down at the end in the morning. During the start market going up. Market will also gain till the afternoon. Toward the end of the day, market enter red. For me, it's a kind of changing pattern in trade that we are seeing, and that's the work of the market makers. Market makers will allow market to be in green till 210. What is 210? When they come for that last 20 minutes, they bring the market down. It's not for these few days. I don't know what they saw that they didn't know. And I say that means the volume is coming back. That means there are real activities in the market. We have seen that the way they play the market before now, the market makers have shown that they are the one in charge of the market. But now we are seeing that real activities, smart money coming gradually. I told you earlier that as people can say that foreign investors are not in our market. I'll tell you, they are in our market. They are not selling the way people think that they are selling, because people are looking at the foreign portfolio inflow for year to date. What is it called? On a yearly basis, comparing what happened in 2020 first quarter and 2021 first quarter. It's a decline of support. If you look at on quarterly basis, compare what activities of the fund coming from portfolio investor for last quarter 2020 and 2021 and the first quarter 2021, there's an improvement. Those who they are seeing opportunity that what they are seeing in the market is gradually improving the economy. That's why the COVID-19 pandemic and all those things that affected the global economy, we are seeing a trace of recovery. That's why our own is weak. But that means they are looking the world for our economy that things will improve. If not that this insecurity, I think our economy will move faster than this. But I believe if the government can leave it at the board, we are going to see a recovery. And this recovery will support our market. Yeah, that's why that before we didn't see economy supporting the market. But now we are seeing improvement in the economy. Gradually, no matter how weak it is, it's a plus for the market. And the companies that are listed, as I said earlier, they are still doing well. The numbers are good. For me, there's no cause for alarm but for that of FCMB, coming to this bond is not a new thing. It's okay. And also, don't forget that their price also have moved from as low as around 120 to around 3 naira. Now, oscillating between 270 and that 3 naira for a while. For me, let's just watch and see what they're up to. But don't mark you that they are not into dividend paying stock. That means if you're taking position on that stock, for me, this is not the right time to buy into that stock. Hey, you need to wait. Go for those stocks that will pay dividend, so that at the end of the day, we're starting to push their price up. Unless there's information that want to do something, you cannot. For now, let's watch that FCMB, not entering it for anything now. But the Fidelity that have done, successfully enter into the bond commercial paper, you see, I've seen their number that they maintain impressive performance in their first quarter, full year. If that is repeated also in their second quarter, we will see an uptrend. But we know that all this commercial paper is going to give them a lot of fun to play around. to do their business. That is why they are good for me. When you see a company that's going to, and because of the interest environment in the economy now, most of them are having access to this commercial paper better so that they can use it to expand their operation. It's okay. It's okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, just in relation to flour mills.
Okay.
I don't know, there's a news that their northern Nigerian flour mill, they want to integrate it back.
They want to merge it. Okay.
They want to merge it back. So what's the position of northern flour mills and the needs of Union Bank acquisition by any of the top tier? Any news on that?
Yeah, for flour mill, let me start from there, and then northern Nigeria. Before now, flour mill has about 85% of northern Nigeria. That means they are coming together. It's not new. It won't do much because they are the owner of that company before now. Pray that it will boost their performance too. It will be a plus for them if they are coming together. That means they will have more share of the northern market too. For me, it's not a bad one, and that will also move the price of the northern Nigeria too. Because also we're expecting that their full year result. I believe they're not going to take the decision immediately. Now it's a rumor that we're just hearing. We are going to see the separate number from northern Nigeria and the flour mill for the financial year ended March 2021. Then going forward, they might do the merger. But for me, the two companies will still give you dividend. Don't forget that in the last 2 years, they started paying dividend for northern Nigeria. And if they maintain that, they are 25 kobo again, and they improve because with their number looking up better. But I believe that for flour mill, we should expect a better dividend because if as a third quarter we're seeing 3 naira 85 kobo, I don't see them paying anything less than 2 naira for the financial year ended 2020. And when results come is powerful or good or impressive, that number will move the price up. Don't forget that I thought 32, 34 naira before coming down. I don't see it also not touching that 34 naira or not surpassing it. When the result comes to the market and the result is as good or even better than what we saw in third quarter, that will support flour mill. That is well. But for Access Bank and the Zenith Bank looking the way of Union Bank, it's a good move. But don't forget that Access has done a lot of acquisition. Like I said in the last meeting, that since the company, the holding that company I want to sell from what they're holding in a Union Bank, Access Bank acquired their holding in another African country. It's likely that Access will have it. But also, it's also possible that Zenith Bank will bid more and have it. We want to know who at the end of the day. But the place to be now that Union Bank has adjusted now, I think for me, if you want to take advantage of the rumor, then it's better you buy into Union Bank because Union Bank book value as to speak now is around 9 naira 2 kobo, and it's around there. They are dropped around 5 something now, around the other 520 or 4 something around that price. If it dropped to that level, it's better you buy into Union Bank now before the merger comes, so that when the merger comes, you'll be at area to make money from the merger move. Once that's achieved, it's okay. That's why you have to look the way of Union Bank than the way of Zenith Bank or Access Bank. For any of the banks that will acquire Union Bank to become the most valuable bank in Nigeria. And don't forget that Zenith Bank are now maintained as the most profitable bank in Nigeria. That means if they're able to acquire Union Bank, it will be a plus for them. If they also do the same thing, it's a plus for Access. That's why the move by the two banks is a welcome development for them.
That's good. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Any update on Owando?
Owando, we're still waiting on Owando. We're still waiting. No update for now, but just hold on. You'll get your update very
soon. During the week, I saw that there's a sharp drop in African Prudential, although I took position. So I don't know what's your...
No, that is market forces. I saw it too. That. Don't forget that African Prudential and UCAP, they are not a dividend paying company. And people can say them down to enter those and come back to them because their own is end of the
year. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Ambrose.
I'm with you, sir.
Yes, sir. I am puzzled with the situation in Stanbic. I understand that the closure for the bonus is on the 10th.
Of 10th of June, yes. 10th of June, 11 is the markdown, yeah.
Yes, but funny enough, the price is not responding. It's even going down.
Just relax. Just relax. The one thing is that even though you didn't say you take the bonus, better for you. So when they release their result for half year, which is coming within 3 dividend, fine, you must get the bonus. For me, towards that 11, you might see 11 should be on Wednesday or Thursday next week now. 11 should be on Thursday now. I mean Wednesday. Yeah, before that, that 3 days rally alone is enough to bring it back to a good price. Yeah, don't panic, just hold on. There's no, just hold on. Yeah. There's a hand up here for the name is here is up your hand, but it's like you're using your phone. It's not showing your real name. You have your hand is up. Ask your question.
Good day, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Yeah.
Barakola is talking.
Okay.
Sir, concerning Power and me, we had information concerning it maybe in the 3rd quarter that erosion, maybe a fire got their farm. I want to know the impact that you have on their result, and I thought that's the reason the price has not gone up. Please explain on that.
No, if they factor in, is it after the result you are saying that there's fire or before the 3rd quarter is up? Because activity that we're expecting is just what happened in between January and March. You have seen the 3rd quarter ended December. If you have seen that number, that means for me, like what you just said, not only them, if those that are in agricultural business, because of insecurity, it will affect them one letter or not, but that was not enough for them to delay the result. That was not enough for them to delay their result. But I believe that there's something good coming out from Flower May. Yeah, no, that's not enough to delay their result. Not enough to see that's why they're delaying their result. Let's wait and see the number. But if erosion, what time of the year the erosion could affect? The erosion don't happen in December now. That is dry season. Which erosion? Erosion is it after or when? Or this year erosion? Rain just started falling now. Rain is just started falling. You are very familiar. Yes, go ahead and speak. Yeah.
The information came out now. Maybe it's fire or something. I thought you have the information.
No,
it came out. They sent it out, and I thought that will show in the talk out, and I thought they can delay it. The information very clear. If I know, I would have tried to find the information and send it to you before talking on it. I thought you know about it.
3rd quarter, it ended December. Now, the 3rd quarter, unless for this final, the last quarter, we're expecting that make up the 1 year, which is the 1st quarter of the year. Well, let's see. I will also look for the information and look at it.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Ambrose, so I think even with that, if fire should got their farm or something, they should be insured. Most of these people insure this thing. Yes. It should be the insurance that will take care of that.
No problem.
They are more standardized.
You are very correct.
Then the food manufacturing company this year, because of the people can't import.
Okay.
Because of the cost of dollar,
they
are having a very robust year for them. It will be a very robust year for them. Their sales is high.
Okay.
In fact, if you come to the real market now, their products sells very fast.
Okay.
Because a lot of company there's hindrance in importing a lot of FMC products.
Yes.
So the local one now they're having high sales. So it will translate to their
bottom line.
Okay. Yeah, to their bottom line.
Okay, that is good.
Okay. Yeah, just to portray the last speaker, the FMC, I mean, just like flour mills.
Yeah.
I mean, those in the flour industry, even I know someone that is close to Dangote's daughter that they're even regretting of selling Dangote flour.
I had it too.
Because Olam is making hell of money now.
Yes, I agree with you.
You understand? They've been increasing cost of flour for almost literally every month now, and they're still struggling to meet up with the volume. And those guys are very strategic, whereby they are exporting massive Nigerian soybeans.
Yeah.
Massively. And they are trying to do, I mean, the only good thing I see they are trying to do backward integration in terms of wheat.
Yeah.
So they are trying to negotiate with some farmers in Jigawa, other side, to see how they can give them good seedling. Because I think that's the main cost. You've seen the cost of sales of flour mills. Sorry, all the companies within the flour industry, the cost of wheat importation, because the currency has really been wrecking them. So that's why I see their cost of this thing. So if they can source wheat locally, which I think, again, most of them are not really willing, because the funny thing is most of the companies that supply the companies is owned by the big guys in the company.
Yeah. I agree with you. And also, if you look at the, flour mill, they also have a sugar, section of their business. If you look at also the price of sugar, both at the international market, the global market, and local market, is also on the increase. And these are industrial sugar. Most of them are for activities, just like what you just said. When like Nigeria, were more of a bread is our staple food, and you need to also the kind of people that consume bread and what they use in the bread process. That means that sugar consumption they are seeing, also the flour they are doing. I see, the results coming to even better than what we saw in third quarter. There's a lot going good for a plus for flour mill and those flour business generally and the sugar business generally. Now that the getting access to for forest is becoming high, most of them are also doing backward integration, as we mentioned earlier, which I said, which is equally good for me. I see that also the economy is dragging feet, but still we are on a recovery move. That's why it's weak. We are still on that curve of recovery. If that is maintained, we'll see a better Q2 again at the end of this Q2 in terms of GDP and the company's numbers. For me, we are seeing a better 2021 for investors in the equity market. There's no doubt, by God's grace.
Yeah, even with the respect to the flour industry, even up to next year.
Yeah.
Because now we are in farming season, and with the insecurity, if you take Niger and Benue, they will not do half of their production because of the insecurity.
Yeah.
And normally, it's like a cycle. After harvest, people don't tend to consume the bread, the spaghetti, whatever the flour industry does. But now that because of the insecurity and farmers cannot go to farm, in fact,
there will be demand for their products. I agree with you.
Demand for their products from next year
that is
going to be on the high side.
Yeah. Okay.
Ambrose, please, can you tell us a little about UBA and Fidelity Bank? Is it good to go bullish there now?
Yes,
UBA and Fidelity Bank.
Yes, I will say bullish for UBA, but UBA performance is looking up, and UBA didn't meet investor expectation at the end of their last year performance in terms of payout. And I don't see them paying the same for thinkable they paid in the entry dividend. They'll up it up, and their numbers are already pointing towards that direction. On that note, I will say you can go bullish for UBA now can buy, but for Fidelity, you are buying to wait, because yes, it's not entry dividend paying company, but if the number is expectation, but for those that are going to pay dividend, people want to take that dividend they are expecting. That's why you need to buy on time, so that when they announce the number, if you move up, you are out of it and come back again in expectation of their full year coming in after the end of the year. That is how to trade. You can buy Fidelity, nothing is wrong. Fidelity is good. You can worry that the bullish one that you can buy immediately is UBA. Then if you are buying Fidelity now, you are not buying for entry dividend, you are buying to wait, because the numbers are good. But I see the data on this program that all the banking stock are going to benefit from what we are seeing in terms of treasury bill going up, economic recovery. Now that oil has also crossed $70, it's a plus for that sector, because most of their non-performing loan will come because the oil price is high for them to start servicing them and paying the back what they are owing. And if it comes, it will be a plus, because they have made provision for those non-performing loans before now in that sector. That's why I said in my write-up that that's why they miss numbers in that sector, the sector that is in position, because prices are low. And now the prices are low, it's when to buy, because most of them, their earnings are looking up while the prices are low. That means price will look for earnings going into the future. That means you need to buy those financial stocks.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Hello, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
This is Ali Supermabuja.
Oh, Wagami, good afternoon, sir. Yeah.
Well done.
Yes, sir.
We have this news about the approval given to banks to debit customers and
yes.
pay the money to the telcos.
Yes, yes.
So if we are looking at opportunities, I guess, what would you say about MTN? Thank you.
Thank you for this question. And like I would just say, like you just jump the gun already. Last week I gave MTN as a stock to buy. This week I also present now, and I'm going to give why you are buying MTN. Like what you just said now. When I also saw a notification from GTB to my account that they started deducting 6 naira, this 29 kobo for money, and that's automatically that's going to impact the banks and the telcos bottom line. The banks will have to share from it, and the telecom have to be. And I told you earlier that the sector that drive our market is industrial and communication. And if Dangote price is oscillating because of the news of buying back, MTN, I said earlier on the program that MTN has done really their best number in the market. And also, if you look at what they publish as a form of research from Blue Static, that the data profit they made alone, both MTN, Airtel, Glo, and all those telecom companies, is massive, about 740 billion. But just, I mean, in less than a year, there is activities there. I see that MTN has potential to go up. That means for me, if you're not MTN, start buying back your MTN now. Because you can't see MTN at this price. You are now look at Airtel at 800 or something. That's why it dropped from 930 to where it is. The price difference between MTN and the Airtel is still high. And the performance of MTN is better than that of in terms of number. Check the last number Airtel released and this one MTN released, because there's a great performance that MTN is leading Airtel in terms of performance. That's why that Airtel is the dual listing between and there. But this one is local listing where I see the performance. The price for me should be selling above 300 naira from the numbers. Don't look at the book value. The book value, if you look at the value, will be discouraged. Let's talk about profitability. From their first quarter alone, they have gotten about 380 billion in first quarter. That means at the end of the year, there will be among the stock that will be posting trillions for their sales. And we know that yet because of their high capital intensive, their bottom line might not be too. But let's improvement about 47% growth in their bottom line for first quarter. If that is sustained, we're going to see a better number from MTN. For me, that is where to be. And it's among the stuff we're going to share today. And you are already just opening and say, buy the head. I already just tell you what sharing today. MTN is one of them to accumulate this stuff if you are not there. Usually, if you are thinking long. And then also we are thinking ahead of their second quarter. If the second quarter maintain this trend we saw in first quarter, people will sell off Airtel to enter MTN. People will sell off their position, especially those high, institutional investors, those fund managers, they want to take position in MTN for the future numbers from third quarter and full year. That means you need to start entering now before the numbers start hitting the market. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello, Ambrose.
Yeah, where does that? Okay.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I'm with you, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. I on this issue of MTN and Airtel.
Okay.
I want to ask a question. If we want to buy a stock, do we just look at the price? Okay, just like you said, Airtel is going at around 700 and something naira, while MTN is around 160. Can it not be because the shares outstanding of MTN are much? So we should rather look at the PE, that's the price earning ratio.
Okay.
Rather than just the price alone, because if you look at the price alone, it's apparent that the shares outstanding of Airtel, they are fewer, while those of MTN, they are kind of much. But nevertheless, as you said, from the sheet you shared earlier, it still looks like the price to earning ratio of Airtel is almost twice that of MTN.
Okay.
So
you are very correct. Like I said, that if you look at ideally, when a company is having a high P ratio, it doesn't mean that the company is going to stay too long. It means that there's prospect in that company. But why a low P ratio is advisable most times is because it gives you that you are going to wait for a shorter period. But for this MTN and Airtel, we're looking at the numbers that are coming out from there and industry where they're operating. The kind of market segment or market share they are controlling. Yeah, we know that MTN has a lot of market share in this economy, and it's also reflecting on their number. for me, I see potential that the price, their numbers, their earnings will also support the price to go up. And that of Airtel, we know why Airtel is at that price, because it's a dual listing company moving from corporate and go and sell in UK and all those stuff. But if MTN maintain this number we're seeing in their subsequent numbers, I believe MTN should be where we should be, taking position, not Airtel. And also don't forget that because Airtel too, the price to change the price, the amount to change the price is also high, because you need about 100,000 units to do that. And look at the price it is, that is not really available. But for that of MTN, people can actually move it easily and the price can go up. And they have, as you just said, it is a company that has volume that you can trade. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just to also add that MTN is an interim dividend paying company.
Okay.
So that's another thing. And it's a very strong defensive stock. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that. Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay. Any other question? Any other question? If no question, the stock we're likely to look at this week, as I told you earlier, that those that are also preparing for the the July masterclass start preparing, because the marketing, my team will start doing the marketing from Monday. They can start showing interest, start registering ahead. But for those that attended the last one, I believe by this week we also will be smiling, because we are seeing that most of our stocks, some of them are close to the target, so that we can start also selling. I don't believe that market will maintain the momentum we saw for the last 3 days, and also going ahead of economic data, expecting that we'll see the inflation figure for the month of May. And at the same time, I see that more position ahead of the half-year results is already on the line. On that note, started taking our position. Stocks that I want us to take position this week. If you are not there, MTN is there, Flower May is there, MTN, Flower May, and what? And Union Bank. The pullback in Union Bank is opportunity for you to enter Union Bank, because I see whether it's Access or Zenith Bank, there is what? Opportunity in Union Bank. That means these three stocks is what you buy: MTN, Flower May, and what? And Union Bank should where we look at. We're also watching our USC to see when to exit. We have taken position earlier, and others that were positioned the previous week. Let's look at them so that we can take advantage of the pullback we saw in Union Bank. And MTN, we're expecting their daily dividend payment stock need to be there. Not only that, if they maintain that number, I see that stock going back to around 250 naira if the number. And also, we'll see activity that are going to happen also in the option market for Treasury bill by next week. That also determine when the market will go. For me, there's no cause for alarm. Let's just position in our stocks, as I mentioned, and watch the market trend. Always, I said, don't invest and go and sleep. Watch the market. That's why in the coming masterclass, we're going to do more on volume analysis. Volume analysis and sentiment. If you can get this right, whether we are combining it fundamental, you take the right decision at the right time. You want to exit. Once you have this, plus what you are sharing, I'm telling you, you create weight at any given time of the market, especially if you know how to take advantage of the world any season of the market. I tell you that any season is always 4 times in a year. If you know how to take advantage of it, you will always smile to the bank at the end of every quarter and at the end of the year. Yeah. Thank you, and God bless you all. If there's another question, let's round up at this point.
Hello, before you go on, Ambrose.
I am with you. Go ahead, sir. Yeah.
Please, what do you think of Steplat? Now they start paying dividends quarterly, 4 times.
Yeah, if you're a long-term investor and you want to have a defensive stock in your portfolio, Steplat should be there. With crude oil price also crossing as it's a plus for them. That means we're going to see a better number from Steplat. Don't forget that when the crude oil hit the bottom around March last year, all the number that came throughout that year was red for Steplat. For now, the improvement, we are seeing an improved number coming from them, and that's why they can guarantee that they will pay you quarterly dividend. For me, if I Steplat, hold your position there. It's also put it in your portfolio to manage, to try to balance your portfolio. It's also a form of defensive stock.
Hello, Mr. Omordion.
Ambrose.
Yeah.
Sorry, belatedly, since you mentioned Seplat, I just want to confirm the Nairametrics wrote one piece that which implies that if you buy Seplat in Naira in Nigeria here, you can sell it UK, and then that people are using that now as a loop to take money out. Is that possible? It doesn't sound possible to me.
I would not allude to that, but being a dual listing company, nothing is impossible. Even that is part of what happened to Ete. But we can, I don't know whether I use it to move money, but I know that you can trade couple and go and trade. That's why it's a dual listing. That is the benefit of having a dual listing company. It's not that it's for evil. It's good, but I don't know what they're using it to do. It's meant to be good that anywhere you are, you can trade it here and trade it there, couple it and go and trade there, depending, so that you can have exchange rate at cheaper easily there. For me, it's okay. But I don't know whether they're doing it for evil, but I know that it's good. That is expected. But because the oil price has improved, I see that stock as stock that should be your portfolio. Even some of the local oil marketing company in that sector, oil sector, it's also a good stock to be looking at. If you look at the sectoral performance index, I see that oil sector is leading now. Last year, it was the industrial good that led, but can see that oil is gradually coming out. That means oil is coming out of their wood, or their past.
No problem. Alonso. It's all right.
Hello, Ambrose.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My connection went off while you were giving out the talk for the week. Can you please repeat, sir?
Okay, the stock for the week: MTN, Flower May, and Union Bank.
Okay.
What's your thought on corn oil?
Corn oil, I'm still watching it because I know that their markdown is still July 5th. We're watching to see the trend that will come. Yes, for those that are dividend stock, but we're going to say we're not seeing the momentum in that stock. Until we see the momentum before we can give it up, we have not seen the momentum. Even at the price of 18 naira and dividend of 1 naira 50 kobo, it's not too bad, but we want to see where we can jump in it. But if you are there, don't need to sell your corn oil now. But there's improvement in that sector. But we're not recommending it for this week. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, Ambrose.
Yeah. Hello.
Jai's Bank. I noticed Jai's. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I noticed Jai's Bank has been trending around 60 kobo and below in the last
around 63 and
weeks.
58. 63, 58 kobo. That is where it's trending. I agree with you. But for me,
so,
okay.
Well, what is the probability or the possibility that it would break out and move higher as the dividend qualification period?
Yeah, but I see that that Jais, like I mentioned, that the banking stocks is one of the banking stocks that is as fundamental. I agree with you, and the business model is different. Despite that the shareholders fund, or is one of them is still red, but I still believe the shareholder fund or retain earning. But I believe that with the numbers we're expecting from the banking sector, it will support that of Jais Bank. And Jais Bank is a Kubo stock. And there's always volume in that stock. You can trade it in and out or in a day. It depends on your own strategy. For me, if you are there too, don't panic out, just watch the trend. But unless you have seen another opportunity that you want to enter before you can say Jais, because I believe that the banking sector won't start seeing second quarter results, and this banking sector numbers start improving. Because at our first quarter, we will not see much of this new CBN adjustment in 2020. But as for second quarter, this half year, they have done it for a long. We'll start seeing that on their numbers. And now we are seeing improvement in oil price. It's likely also to reflect on the numbers of this bank. But most of this bad loan that we expect to pay back will form as their profits. For me, let's watch and see.
Okay. What about Police Microfinance Bank? Any update on when they are coming out with their?
Yeah, I don't have the date offhand now, but one thing about that police microfinance, I will say that if you look at their Q1 number, I will say that Q1 number is very cute. That's a very fantastic number. Very good number, but because they are coming for right issue, you know that automatically they're going to increase their share in issue. That will also dilute the earnings. But if they top their performance and numbers come and that improve in that level again to meet up with the additional share they're going to create to the right issue, fine. But I believe that before a company can come for right issue, they know what they want to invest in to do to add them to hit them additional fund. If on that, even though you are there, hold on. But if you want to exit. But for me, that because I tell you that all these financial sector are going to be, and don't forget that police microfinance also is part of that oversee police pension. I see that there is a plus for them in that regard. Let's watch and see the police market. What these are penny stocks that can give you higher return easily.
Mr. Ambrose.
Hello? Hello? Go ahead, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
The figures for MPF microfinance is out now. We saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
I thought you have seen it. The figures are out.
I said they are full year. Is it the figure for the right issue or the Q1 number? I've seen the Q1 number. I say it's very good. Which are you saying?
Oh.
I said the Q1 number is out. I've seen it. It's a very good number.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've seen it. I say it's a very good number. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Ambrose.
Hello.
What's your take on Japol?
Japol. I'll say it earlier in this garden that Japol is just a sentiment moving stock for now. Even with all the expected extraction of what's it called, good and all those things, I thought that the process of getting there, they have to do federal government and state documentation before that seeing impact. If you look at the number they released for full year, even the debt is more than the top line. Their negative position is in billion, while their top line is in million. Tell you that they've not started. But when you see their first quarter, you can see that the net position is dipping from 22 million loss against 2021 to 32 something million loss again in the new 2021 first quarter. For me, they are still in red position. Let's wait and see where they are going before we can jump in. Those that are there are risk taker, but our advice those that are in this forum, just hold on and see where they are going before you start buying. Personally, that's why I say you must know how to compare your fundamental and your technical analysis. Yes, for me, there's no fundamental to back up what is coming there. Technical will not give you go in and come out. But if you don't have to play technical on your own, don't follow technical analysis now to go in and that kind of stuff. There must be a fundamental to guide. That's why I say fundamental is for you to have what we call watch list. Why technical analysis the right price to buy or sell. Fundamental will give you these are stocks that are fundamentally sound. Then you take out the right price to buy and the right price to sell. That's why you have to combine technical and fundamental. For me, there's no fundamental in that stuff for me now to pinpoint. I say that's why I'll be watching it on technical. For those that are there going up and down, they can wait. There are people that bought that stock at 1 naira 68 kobo. Now they are still complaining. So the one of them come and say, you enter at the peak. You didn't watch before you enter. You say, everybody was buying. No, you must know why you are entering a stock. Hello. Hello.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. We'll start winding down here so that somebody in the house can, especially a Christian, a Muslim brother, should pray for our sister in the house that we can round up for today. We'll look forward for our meeting next Saturday by God's grace. God bless you all. Yeah. Let a Muslim brother or sister in the house pray for us, sir.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد ونستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a nice day. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Enjoy your weekend too.
Have a productive week next week.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
How are you now, Ambrose?
I'm fine. I'm better now. Thank you very much, sir.
God be with you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
And you will continue to succeed in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you very much.
And
you too, sir. Enjoy your weekend, sir. Yeah.
Ha ha.